Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In. I'm a Crackhead update. Me and my old lady was walking to the park. She going to play tennis, so I walked over there with her. And lo and behold, there's Supp is. He's not smoking a blunt this morning. He was just sitting there listening to some music through his headphones. And he seen me, he walked over. I don't know if he want to talk to me, he want to size my old lady up. I don't know which one he was trying to do. But anyway, he said, say man, oh my mama, man, the people who they arrested yesterday when we were standing out here. He said, man, I know them people. Man, they're selling big dope, man. I said, you sure you know them people? He said, yeah, I know, man. They sell big dope, man. They got it for me. I importing all the dope from Cali. I'm hooked up with the cartels. I said, you got the cartels? I said, when you gonna get you a car? He said, man, I don't even want no car. There's too many expenses, man, on my mama, man. I don't need no car. But he steady sizing my old lady up. I'm looking at this fool. I said, man, I would knock your teeth smooth out of your mouth, fool. But I told her, I said, man, I gotta get on over here where she can get her tennis match in. He said, yeah, man, I'm gonna sit here and watch him a little while. Man, there's be some pretty ass women at that tennis court. I see why he be hanging over there. There's always some pretty women over there. They be playing roller skates, some type of hockey they play, but they be on bicycles. And they be hitting the putt and they riding around. I don't know what the name of the game, but a lot of them play it. That's my Crackhead update. Y'all know what it is. Get your shanks out and let's get ready to ride. Yeah, one of my subscribers, Ben Williamson from London, England, said he was a chef at a Mexican restaurant. Asked me something about pinto beans. Well, Texas is big on pinto beans. Plus, Texas has a very large Latino population. And we're right next door to Mexico. And a lot of Mexican restaurants, they're all over the place. Well, me personally, when I prep pinto beans, I wash them real good, get all the debris out of them. Then I soak them overnight in water. Sometimes I add seasoning to the water. And in my household, we don't have no salt and no sugar. None is in this house. Don't use it for no purpose whatsoever. I use Miss Dash seasoning salt. Well, anyway, I let them soak overnight. The next day, sometime I use ground meat. I get a skillet, get some ground meat. I brown it up a little bit and drain it. And later on, I'm gonna add this to the beans as they're cooking. Once I start them on a slow boil, I add some honey, and I chop a bell pepper up, and I get a jalapeno pepper, a large one, and I drop it in, and I add a little chili powder. Once it starts cooking good, about 45 minutes, I let it simmer. Then I add the meat. And enjoy. That's a good meal. Then I make my cornbread. It's all type of variation to make cornbread. A lot of time I make jalapeno cornbread. I make all type of cornbread. But I place meat. People use different type of meat. Some people use ham. Use basically any meat you want. I ain't never seen them cook it with chicken or turkey, but I imagine you could do it if that suits your taste. Well, that's how I do pinto beans. We're going to go to the Ramsey unit. This is 1977. It's a Saturday night, man. We all sitting around. Everybody with their little buddies, man. Some dudes got they fat butt boys sitting in their lap, got the eye makeup on and all that shit. They got a dice game going. They got a moon game going. This particular Saturday, wasn't no fighting, wasn't no boxing going on. For some reason, just wasn't happening. Well, I'm sitting there with my old partner, Mr. Forbes, And we made us a big spread. We sitting there eating roast beef. And Johnny Armstrong is sitting right behind me. And he made a spread. And him and a couple more Dallas guys, they was sitting there eating. And in walks Cat. Now, Cat is a hands-on warden. That's why he just as smart as an inmate. He know every damn thing an inmate know, he know himself. And he walked in. It's a Saturday night. Burr's not with him because Burr, he leaves the prison on Friday and he don't come back until Sunday night. He either takes the warden's car, which is a state vehicle, or he take Cat's personal vehicle. But he never is at the prison on the weekend. Never. And Cat don't allow no inmate to walk around with him. He walk by himself. Most of the wardens, when you saw them walk around back in the day, they have 3 or 4 inmate guards with them. Cat don't do that. He walk by himself. And he walk in the cell block. They got a big crap game going on, so he go back there and get the dice, reach over and get one guy's bag of coffee, start gambling. I think he won 4 or 5 bags of coffee. He gonna give it to one of the old guys that's been locked up a long time, ain't got no family, no help on outside. He give it to him. He never keeps it. And there's a guy, we had a guy on the cell block with us called Kentucky. He had made a steal. Now, Cat don't give a shit. You ain't got to hide shit from Cat. Nothing. He had made a steal, so he was making real white lightning. Not the regular chalk that the inmates make. This guy was making the real deal Holyfield. Anyway, one guy had got drunk. And he's stumbling all over the place. Now, Cat just standing back there where all the gambling going on, talking to different guys. And Johnny Armstrong sitting there, and this guy came over and knocked some of the sandwiches on the floor. Now, he drunk as hell. Johnny Armstrong telling me, she say, man, you gonna pay for my food, man. So he tell him, man, I ain't paying a motherfucking thing. I want to let you know one thing. I could been whoop your ass. I ain't scared of you myself. Johnny Armstrong grabbed that fool in the collar. Man, he whooped the shit out of that dude. Holding him with one hand, just whooping. He hit him with a body shot. He vomited. Homebrew went all over the day room. Man, when he got through, he let him go. Cat walked up, asked himself. He didn't say nothing to the guy got beat up. He asked John Armstrong. He said, you all right? He said, yeah, Cat, I'm good. He said, you need anything? He had told me once for later years, he told me, man, he liked John Armstrong. He used to tell me, he said, man, ain't nothing I won't do to help that guy. He liked him because he was a stand-up dude. He worked in the fields. Just the baddest man at the prison. And he worked in the fields. He wasn't no inmate guard. Could run the prison if he wanted to. But he chose just to be a regular guy. Well, anyway, this guy got up. He said, man, he said, I thought it was count time out. I can hear bells everywhere. When the count is clear, at Ramsey, they ring a bell, like a school bell. Cling, 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 cling. Like that to let you know count is clear. He said, man, I hear bells everywhere. John Armstrong said, say, that was just round 1. You're going to pay for my food you knocked on the floor. He said, told Lion Willie to go get his gloves. We go get them mule hide gloves. It's on in your life. That dude said, say, man, I'll pay, man. I'm going to pay, man. He said, I'll go to my cell right now. Tell me how much I owe you. He said, man, I ain't going to even drink no more, man. John Armstrong said, no, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You better get my damn money for my food you knocked on the floor. So he sent his cell partner up to get the commissary out of his cell. And he tell Johnny Armstrong, he said, say, man, we ain't even got to do this more. He said, we'll go for round 2. He said, that's just round 1. He said, man, we ain't got to do this no more. He said, you know you can get you a hoe if you want him. You can get a hoe. Now he's saying this right in Cat's face, Cat cell. Damn, Johnny Armstrong, what you gonna do? Oh boy, they're trying to give you some ass. He said, Cat, I don't want no ass. I want my commissary. Now, Johnny Armstrong was a strange dude. He didn't drink coffee. He didn't smoke cigarettes. He didn't drink soda. He didn't drink wine. He didn't do none of that shit. He's a hell of a workout freak. The guy didn't have no habits. In my earlier years in prison, I had zero habits. No habits. I didn't drink, smoke, didn't do none of that. When I be in Cat's office after I got that job, sometimes him and Burr sitting there drinking Schlitz malt liquor, and he'll say, hey, get you one of them cold beers out of there. I always say, no, thank you, Warden. I'll go get me some cold chocolate. He used to look at me crazy as hell. Yeah, I'm offering this man a beer, and he talking about some damn chocolate. But I didn't have no habits. All my money went on typewriter ribbons and typing paper, shit trying to help me get my ass out of prison. That's what I was focused on. I wasn't interested in none of the prison bullshit. I was not interested in it. And, but John Armstrong never messed with no one. He never started a fight. Once I was talking to this guy, and he said, man, he said, you know the reason I'm still alive? He said, I don't mess with people. He said, there's some guys in here right now. They'd come up behind me and cut my throat like it ain't shit. He said, that's why I always win. He said, man, I be in the right. He said, I don't mess with no one. I don't start no fights. And he told me he came to prison in 1972. He said he was in the gym. Cat loved to come in there and take his shirt off, chest punch with inmates. Or sometimes he put the gloves on and box with inmates. And you can hit him. He said he dropped Cat, chest punch. Now this hitting in the chest. Yeah, I got to get this man hit hard as hell. I'm talking, he got some power. And he said that's how he got cool with Cat. He said first, Cat still wasn't convinced because a lot of them old time guys, man, they can fight. That's all they do at Ramsey. Is box. They got all type of weights and boxing gloves. They got all this shit, and every day that's what they do. Is work in the fields all day and come in and work out on that punching bag. Once you got used to that field work, this shit was easy road. The hardest part about being at Ramsey is don't run your mouth. That's the number one thing. Don't do that. Kind of get to know those guys. Don't come in there talking shit. That was a lot of guys' fatal mistake. That's why they couldn't make it there. And that work was hard as hell. You had to be in good physical shape to do that slave-ass labor. I'm talking about sun up to sundown. Like them old prison guards used to say, can to can't. Till they can't see no more. That's when they bring you in. We didn't have no set time. We went in cold, rain. They ain't give a shit about none of that. You was going to work. If you could get past the work, you'd be okay. Now, you got to look at it in a maximum security prison. You're dealing with a lot of guys, got high testosterone, sex deprived, all different type of personalities. You got to be able to function with these guys. And all of them are totally different. We all wear the same color prison clothes, but we totally different backgrounds. You got to learn how to deal with these guys. If you can't deal with them, you're in worlds of trouble. Now you got the guards you also got to deal with. You went out in them fields going to work. It's not no guarantee that you're going to make it in that afternoon. It's not no guarantee you coming back in. A lot of guys got shot. Lots of guys. And a lot of guys cut their Achilles tendon so they ain't got to work. That work was hard as hell. I had things going in my favor. I was a hell of an athlete on the outside. So I went to prison in top physical shape. Work out, do push-ups, run in place. I was in shape. I just didn't know how to do the fucking work. Now once I caught on to all that shit, because it was a technique to all of it. Once you learn the technique, it's smooth sailing. But everybody's not in physical shape. Some people, right now, if they was to take these new wave guys out and treat them the same way, identical, same way they treated us, within 1 year, half the inmate population will be dead. Either other inmates done beat them to death, guards done shot them, or they just straight up died out in that hot ass sun. I'm talking about going out, it's 102 degrees, we out there working. And we didn't get ice water back in the day. They'd have gave us ice water, they'd have killed us, because we'd have cramped to death. That's like comparing apples to mangoes. It's totally different. It's a different environment. It was a different mindset. And the shit that Cat did, a warden now, man, was to walk up and just slap an inmate? Shit. He'd be in county jail in 72 hours. I guarantee you that. You can't do none of that kind of shit. You know, a lot of times some of the old prison guards, well, the modern prison guards, they love to talk to me because they wasn't around to see who Red Rider was and Cat and Captain Bad, and they like dead eye. They love to talk about these people. And a lot of them would say, because the young guys, I tell the sergeant, suck my dick. You know, if he don't care, he got life sentence, or he gonna get his disciplinary. He don't give a shit no way. He don't get visits. He ain't got no money on his account. He don't go to commissary. So getting cell restriction, commissary restriction, visitation restriction, that don't bother him at all. He ain't got shit coming no way. They be wishing it was like it was then, where they break your damn jaw. You said any of that, you better be able to back that shit up because they gonna attack your ass. I guarantee you gonna be attacked. And they didn't give a damn about no courts. They didn't care nothing about that shit. Even during the Ruiz lawsuit, the inmates done won the lawsuit. The lawsuit was over in 79. They still kept inmate guards, still kept the same violence. Texas just believed they never was going to change. They had this same system for over 100 years. They couldn't get ready for spending money on prison. That prison system was self-supporting. They never thought they was going to change it. And we never thought it was going to change. Even though we had won the lawsuit, shit, they still had inmate guards. Shit didn't change. They didn't get rid of inmate guards for 3 to 5 years after the lawsuit. When I got to Cofield in 86, Cofield still had inmates counting other inmates' records, and that was outlawed by that federal judge. Still, they was doing it at Cofield. They saved money. Inmates know how to count better than a guard do. When they had inmate guards, they could count in 15 minutes. That shit is clear. No recounts. These new guards, hell, they be counting 3 and 4 damn hours. Sometimes they have to shut the whole damn prison down just to count. They can't get the count right. Inmates could count good as hell. Because he can walk in a cell block and stand there and look. He said, well, so-and-so is in the gym. This guy is in the law library. I got 3 that I know in the kitchen working. I got 2 working out in the hallway. He can figure this shit out. Guards can't. That's enough ranting and raving. Now keep your shanks ready. It's a Friday night here in Dallas, Texas. It's going to be on and popping in Dallas. Y'all follow me over on Patreon. The link will be in the description. And I had someone tell me they can't find the Ruiz lawsuit. I'm going to put the citation in the description where you can actually read the lawsuit. It'll be in the description. Like and subscribe, and I thank you for watching.